Good afternoon, everyone. Please allow me to present the learning and the application of learning and development titled Innovative Upskilling for English Teachers, Enhancing Language Instruction through CLT-Focused Professional Development. This L&D initiative aims to improve the teaching learning processes by upskilling English teachers in language instruction. Thompson and Lee 2018 found that teachers engaged in ongoing professional development reported increased confidence and effectiveness in implementing innovative instructional techniques. Additionally, Garcia and Toth 2020 highlighted that targeted upskilling initiatives such as digital literacy and communicative teaching methods have become essential for English teachers to meet the demands of the 21st century learners and remain responsive to curriculum requirements. Therefore, addressing learning gaps in the ESL classrooms through CLT approach and implementing targeted learning development initiatives that focus on core competencies such as grammatical, social-linguistic, discourse, and strategic are fundamentally essential in language teaching. This L&D application highlights the critical need for continuous professional advancement among English teachers given the rapidly evolving landscape of language education. Teachers must consistently enhance their competencies to ensure effective instruction, maximize student engagement and motivation, and ultimately improve overall learning outcome. So that is for our introduction. So for context and background, so we have persistent learning gaps in English reading and literacy, and then the need to improve learner proficiency, and of course, the PISA performance. Teacher quality as a major determinant of learner outcomes, and then communicative language teaching, CLT, as an effective ESL approach. For the rationale and significance, our legal and policy basis, the L&D is anchored on the following basis, legal basis. Republic Act number 10533, or the Enhanced Basic Education Act of 2013. DepEd Order number 42, Series 2017, the policy standards on learning and development, and then aligned with PPST and PPSHS standards, and then supports SDG number 4, inclusive and equitable quality education. And what are our school-based evidence? The Carla and Phil Erie results indicate low English proficiency. The classroom observations show limited CLT application. Teachers rely heavily on traditional, teacher-centered methods and need for structured and targeted professional development. This L&D was anchored on the training that I attended, a regional training of trainers, or the RTOT, conducted under Regional Memorandum number 367, Series of 2024, conducted on June 18 to 21, 2024 at Harvest Hotel, Cabanatuan City, focused on matatag curriculum implementation, emphasize communicative language competence, or the CLC. What were the key learnings from RTOT? English curriculum standards, grammatical, social-linguistic, discourse, and strategic competence, mapping of CLT components and strategies, design of communicative and learner-centered activities. What were the gaps? So these were the identified gaps in current practice. Insufficient training on CLT-focused language instruction. There is also weak integration of communicative activities, limited use of authentic and digital materials, inconsistent assessment of communicative competence. What were the standards? in this particular L&D initiative. PPST Domain 1, Content, Knowledge, and Pedagogy. PPST Domain 2, Learning Environment. PPST Domain 5, Assessment and Reporting. And then PPSSH Domains 3 and 4, Teaching and Learning, Developing Self and Others. What are the program objectives? To enhance teachers' understanding of effective ESL methodologies, develop proficiency in the 4 CLT competencies: grammatical competence, social linguistic competence, discourse competence, and strategic competence. Produce CLT-based lesson exemplars and activities, and then promote continuous professional growth and sustainability. What are the strategies and methodology in this initiative? So we have needs assessment and diagnostics, interactive training workshops on CLT, peer observation and collaborative feedback, and then use of authentic materials and technology integration. And for the professional learning approaches, we have the micro-teaching and demonstration lessons, reflective practice and action research, mentoring and coaching by master teachers, and then the formative assessment and feedback mechanisms. And the theoretical framework in this initiative, frameworks used were Communicative Competence Theory by Del Himes, Common European Framework of Reference, or the CEFR, the task-based language teaching, and then the formative and performance-based assessment. Again, the CLT core competencies are as follows. Grammatical competence, we talk about accuracy and form. Social linguistic competence, this deals with appropriateness and context. Discourse competence, coherence and cohesion in terms of paragraph writing. Strategic competence, the repair and communication strategies used in the ESL classrooms. And then the implementation plan. What are the key phases? Preparation and needs analysis, development and conduct of training workshops, full classroom implementation and mentoring, evaluation, documentation, and reporting. Who are the target participants? We have 21 English teachers across key stages 1 to 4, supported by school heads, master teachers, and coordinators, and the school-based cascading of our-taught learnings. What are our expected outputs? Improved competence in CLT strategies, enhanced lesson planning and assessment practices, increased confidence in English language instruction. And what would be the learner level outcomes? Improved communicative competence in English, higher reading proficiency levels, increased engagement and participation in ESL classes. So how this program be monitored and evaluated? Classroom observations and coaching sessions, analysis of Carla and Phil Erie results, teacher reflection, journals and surveys, and of course, focus group discussions. And how are we going to evaluate our KPIs? Improvement in teaching practices, learner performance gains, sustainability of CLT implementation, and then the quality of teacher outputs. So how this be budgeted? These are the budget and resources, supplies and instructional materials, printing, documentation, and certificates, total estimated cost of $14,625, and then utilization of existing school resources. So how can this be sustained and with the sustainability and the scalability? And establishment, of course, of a community of practice, or COP, integration into LAC and INSET programs, continuous monitoring and technical assistance, and of course, partnerships with external institutions. So what are the key message, what is the key message to management, I should say? Program addresses critical gaps in English instruction, aligned with DepEd policies and division priorities, ensures accountable use of L&D learnings, and then seeks approval and supports for implementation. That's it po. Thank you. Thank you.